On today's wrestling news, WWE released Matt Riddle.
The real reason LA Knight didn't appear on Smackdown last night.
Elimination Chamber will be very early in the morning.
And which recently released WWE star was Vince McMahon never high on?
Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? My name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth Morgan to talk all things wrestling news. But first up, WWE have released Matt Riddle. He announced this on Twitter, and he just says, I just wanted to inform everyone that I am no longer with WWE. Thank you for the memories and opportunities. Also, thank you to the fans for the support and love you give me every time I go out to the ring. See you all soon. So WWE have released Matt Riddle, tagged on to the 20 or so other people that they released on Friday. He joined WWE back in 2018. He spent 2 years down in NXT before being called up to the main roster, but his run has definitely not been without its fair share of controversy. He was named in the Speak It Out movement with sexual assault allegations, although a lawsuit against him was dropped about that. He's had multiple wellness policy suspensions over the years, the most recent being last December, where he had to take off time till just after WrestleMania this year and went to rehab. He's had very public backstage feuds with the likes of Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, and he most recently got taken off TV after accusing a police officer in JFK Airport of sexually assaulting him, causing a Port Authority investigation into the whole thing. Now, Fightful Select have a little bit more information about this, just saying that he hasn't been backstage or on the road since the JFK incident, and there's been no creative plans for a return, with one source saying that he has burnt through too many chances while in WWE. Obviously, the WWE UFC merger may not have helped his standing within the company, as him and Dana White are very publicly not friends with each other, let's say. There's definite history there. But it all boils down to Matt Riddle has been released. Everyone's saying that there's 90-day no competes on everyone that's been released so far. So it'll be a couple of months until we see what these people will be up to post WWE. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about Matt Riddle being released.
Yeah, it's one of those that it did feel like it was coming, really, before these kind of this big round of releases that's just happened. Like, you did feel like it was every other month there was something going on with Matt Riddle, like something kind of controversial, and that probably wasn't helping him with people backstage. I think ever since that latest kind of wellness policy violation, I think a lot of people were thinking, you can see he's getting squashed a bit more on TV, and he's just kind of being shuffled into the background. He was obviously on screen with Drew McIntyre, and they were looking like they were going to do another arcade bro type thing there, but even that, it just all felt a bit, I don't know if they're really going to follow through with this, and they clearly haven't. McIntyre's off doing his own thing, and we'll just see now what happens with Riddle in the future. It's going to be intriguing, I guess, just to see what he does next. And yeah, I don't know. Will there be any more releases now? I think that's the next question. Is anyone else going to be like in line next? But we'll just see what happens with Riddle. Not much more to add on that. Again, just let us all know in the comment section down below what you think of that particular release. But let's turn our attention to stuff that was going down on screen yesterday, Smackdown stuff, and one particular person who was actually planned to be a part of Smackdown, and he was going to be in the main event segment. It was going to be a big old thing, but LA Knight ended up missing Smackdown last night. He was not there, and the reason for this, a lot of people were wondering what it was initially, but it was a medical thing, and now it has been confirmed by Fightful, that it was that he tested positive for COVID-19. That's what happened. So wishing him all the best. Hopefully he gets well very, very soon. But yeah, they said that he was supposed to be involved in the main event segment, with John Cena, this contract signing. Obviously, AJ Styles got taken out by the bloodline. He was going to be his big surprise right at the end. He was going to unite with John Cena, save him, and then they were going to have a dark match, I believe, after that as well. So it was looking like this was all perhaps heading towards LA Knight being Cena's partner at Fastlane. That's my kind of speculation. It's kind of where the stories have been going on SmackDown recently. I think LA Knight had a bit of an interaction with Paul Heyman. I think he said something about Roman Reigns last week. It does feel like he's kind of getting towards that bloodline saga. So yeah, again, that's just not a lot more to add to that. He's just, he's tested positive for COVID, and he had to leave the building before SmackDown, and yeah, that's pretty much nothing else there too. We just hope all the best there for Mr. LA Knight.
Absolutely, yeah. Really unfortunate timing. This feels like he's just on the cusp of something really special. So hopefully it doesn't hit him too hard. Hopefully he's not out for too long and it doesn't derail him. But yeah, and he can just get back to just being great on TV again.
Yeah,
we are. I can only apologise for my camera, by the way. I left all my equipment in the office like a massive idiot, so I'm making do today. So here we are.
The one time my camera quality will be slightly better. Yeah.
Yeah. But moving over to Elimination Chamber, it was announced on Friday that it is going to be from Perth, Australia, obviously in February next year. But the Wrestling Observer newsletter have a little bit of news about what time it is going to be on. So WWE plans to hold it at prime time in Australia, which would mean that it would start around 6 a.m. Eastern in America and 3 a.m. Pacific in America. And all we have to say is, suck it. It's about goddamn time that you have to wake up so early in the morning to watch these pay-per-views the same time that we do. So, yeah. Suck it, America.
Absolutely no sympathy at all. None at all.
So WWE, this is again according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, aren't as bothered as they have been in the past with those kind of live viewing figures. Obviously, it doesn't matter about pay-per-view numbers anymore, but they're not as interested in the live streaming figures because the sort of on-demand streaming figures bump it up enough after that. So it looks like we might be seeing more of these foreign like pay-per-views, like not in America, not on US time, going forwards, because, well, local governments give them hefty checks to put on these events, host these big events in their towns, in their countries, and WWE are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that they get their money's worth for this, even if it means putting a pay-per-view on at 3 a.m. in America.
Exactly, and I am fired up for this one because I think, yeah, it's been a long time. I think, what was it, 2018, 19, the last time they went and did a big like stadium show in Australia?
Yeah, the showdown thing.
Yeah, that was that, and they've been awesome. Every time they've gone to like a different country with these pay-per-views, they've just shown up big time. And it has that extra kind of just special feel. It was the same with All In, just because with like AEW hadn't been in like the UK before, it just added so much to the atmosphere, and it was awesome. So yeah, I'm hoping something similar there. Get a lot of the Australian talents, like you've got Emma. God damn it, WWE, no Emma, because they just horrendous.
You could have at least just waited until after February.
Yeah,
the Iconics for a one-shot deal.
Oh,
why not?
Do it, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, they brought back Nia Jax for a Royal Rumble appearance. So yeah, they bring back the Iconics for a bit of Australian fun. So yeah, it's gonna be great. That, like, hopefully Rhea Ripley gets on in the main event or something. That'd be cool. So big. I am very much high on that event. But something that someone wasn't very high on in WWE, and this was in that Wrestling Observer newsletter, the one that you just like spoken about, the latest edition of it, was Vince McMahon. He was not very high on the recently released Dolph Ziggler, apparently. I know, shock. Apparently, and this is all gone to Dave Meltzer, he was doing like a bit of a rundown on a few of the kind of notable names within these releases, a few of the bigger names, and just kind of talking about maybe a few of the reasons why they were released, like just the careers, where he went wrong, things like that. And he was talking about Ziggles, and he said, despite holding a world title in WWE twice, Vince McMahon was just never high on him at all, really. And it even got to the point where I think every time he won the world title, he was very quick to kind of add to the writing team that this was short term. He does not see this guy as a top star at all. Like, this is just kind of just filling it out for a little bit, is what it is. And it's a shame, because there was definitely a time there, like around that like 2013, 2014 period when he did the cash in, where he was one of the most popular guys in the company and everyone was there for it. They wanted to see this big main event push, and it just never really happened. It came across like the company weren't really interested in having him be that kind of person, and it's just pretty much been confirmed there by Meltzer that, yeah, that's the way Vince felt about it. And he also, interestingly, just as a little like addition, just on the end there, that he did say that he could see Dolph potentially go into AEW. That could be like a possibility down the line, because his brother's there, Ryan Nemeth, and he's actually already appeared on Being the Elite. I think he did some kind of, I don't know if it was like an autograph thing or something. I don't really keep up with Being the Elite as much as I should. But yeah, he's kind of in that sphere already a little bit. So we might see an official Nick Nemeth is All Elite graphic pop up on X very soon, or he might just go off enjoying himself being a stand-up comedian more. I don't know. The world's his lobster, so to speak.
This is true. Yeah, Ziggler was a fascinating one when it comes up. Obviously, on the Friday, like you sat there refreshing Twitter every 2 seconds to see who was next. But when his name pops up, he's been one of those guys that WWE have just had in their back pocket for so long that whenever they need someone to either put someone over, make someone new look amazing, do a quick 3-month like run at the top with a top like heel champion or top babyface champion or whatever, to like just basically there whenever they need to make someone look good, they've got Dolph Ziggler. And every single time without fail, he's nailed it. He's never quite got the sort of run on his own that I think he definitely deserved. I was there at the time when he cashed in at the Raw after WrestleMania in that building, and it's still one of the loudest pops I have ever heard in the like all of the wrestling shows that I've ever been to. It was absolutely incredible. So he's a very, very talented guy, and he's a fascinating one for what he does next, because he's also one that's also like he's always felt like he's had a bit of a chip on his shoulder, knowing that he could do more than what he has done. But he also absolutely does not ever need to work again. Like he's had a really, really good run in WWE. So it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do going out from this, and whether he does still have that chip on his shoulder with something to prove. And if he went to AEW with something to prove, I think he could do something quite special.
Yeah, I'll be up for that. I'll be excited.
Very intrigued. But let us know down below what you think of all of today's stories. And click this video in the middle of the thing here to continue your YouTube journey. And follow us over on Twitter while you're doing it. Follow me at PhilMyChambers. Follow Gareth
on X at gmorgan04.
And it will always be Twitter.
It is corrupted.
And yeah, most importantly, have yourselves a bloody good day.
Bye-bye.